Thin Mints, Adventurefuls, Peanut Butter Patties. Right now, it seems like you can't get away from these delicious treats. Everywhere, Girl Scout vendors are popping up to sell drastically overpriced treats and leave you feeling guilty. I'd like to start this video with a few questions that nobody seems to be asking, such as, what's the motivation behind selling Girl Scout cookies? Why are they so expensive? And who pockets the cash? If you're sane and have a reasonable IQ level, you've probably heard of what a pyramid scheme is before. According to investor.gov, a pyramid scheme is an investment fraud in which new participants' fees are typically used to pay money to existing participants for recruiting new members. As you can see, the number of participants exponentially increases as you head down. Participants are asked to recruit more and more people, losing them money in the process. Now, obviously, Girl Scouts voluntarily sell and aren't as worried about making money themselves.
Hello, I'm Allie. Would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies?
But to understand the plausibility of a Girl Scout cookie pyramid scheme, think back to your childhood. There are many basic needs that all children require in order to mature and flourish as healthy people. Normally, this is used in the context of the family and the home, but for our purposes, it's better to look at this through the lens of friendships. Every little kid wants to be part of something special, whether that's through sports, music, or service work like Girl Scouts. This means that if one girl gets into selling cookies, it's highly likely that their friends will follow. A quick Google search will inform you that all cookie proceeds go directly back to the troop itself. But what do the insiders have to say? Where does the profit go? The national organization, Girl Scouts USA, makes about $2 per box, and the local council also makes a little cash. The troop makes very little money from each box sold, kind of like those sellers stuck at the bottom of an MLM sales pyramid. Right, so assuming this is correct, the average Girl Scout might sell 100 boxes over the course of a season. Around 25% of the sales go back to the manufacturer, so profits of a $4 person would be roughly $300 per person. We know from insider information that the higher-ups take another $2, which leave the Scouts themselves with scraps. But wait, there's more. The amount made off of cookies overlooks an additional expense. You need a few requirements to start selling: membership status, books, and a uniform, of course. Adding all of these up, total prerequisite costs end up being around $200 out of pocket. What troops spend the money on varies, but my troop uses it to pay for our activities and expenses: campsite fees, field trip fees, craft supplies, badges, etc. Former troop leader here, part of the money goes to pay the baker, and part goes to the council to fund things like financial aid for girls who can't afford the annual dues, administrative costs, events and trainings for the girls and volunteers, and maintenance on properties. Spending seems to be funneled directly back into the Scouts. From the perspective of these troop leaders, it looks like they pour right back into their troop. So what's the big deal? Well, yes, on the local level, there are lots of great things being done to help the next generation of kids. As you can see here, the Girl Scouts made $120 million in revenue, while expending roughly $118 million. This makes sense in light of their apparent giving back mentality. But some information doesn't add up. When looking at their expenses, around only $40 million out of $118 million is shown. After doing a bit more digging, I came across this blog post that seemed legit. In the post, she goes on to lay out the missing pieces. As shown, around 83 cents to every dollar is spent on compensating employees, paying for office expenses, and fees for their own benefit, while only a measly $9 million goes back to grants, which directly affect the local troops. But after all that's been said, this wouldn't be a very good video without an alternative viewpoint. Welcome, JJ, carry on!
Yeah, it's not a pyramid scheme. Well, first of all, I own many Girl Scout cookies, and they've all told me, I've asked them, is Girl Scouts a pyramid scheme? And they go, no, it's not.
Do you have any eyewitnesses?
You know the cookie lady at school?
Oh, yeah. Everyone knows the cookie lady. She's basically a local celebrity. So that's who you asked? That's the one person? So what? So let me ask you this. If you only have one account that it's not, and she's also a Girl Scout, so she's obviously biased, why do you believe her that it's... Do you have any, factual evidence to go against this?
No, not really. But I may have been paid off in Girl Scout cookies, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, there we have it.
I mean, the cookies are good, man.